everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we're going to take a look at the Shard Summon Calendar. It looks amazing. I'm very impressed. It's even more generous than we expected.
The finest blood for the most untainted soul.
The calendar is amazing for the fusion. Lots to do, requiring people to play, and even some summons, but not feel like they have to overreach to achieve it. I was so happy to see the Shard Summon event layout and the extra shards available. We expect companies to get worse, more greedy. Moonton said, "Hold my beer, I got you," and went the opposite with a generous and exciting event. Games should feel fun and exciting with events, not stressful and make us angry that we can't do them. The company continues to get better with that. Well done. So we have our Alistair calendar out for our fusion, Shard Summon, Fragment Fusion, all the words, all the things. And it's a good one. I'm so impressed. So if you guys know, I pulled up the Shard Summon calendar from last year for Celine, and it was 130. Plus it was like, yeah. Or there was 230 total. You could have like 30 extra, I think it was, right? Something like that. But this is 65 extra. So you can skip 65 points worth of stuff is what that means, guys. So 265 out of 200 is what's here, right? It does not mean we can easily get 2 copies, though. That it might be possible. If you add all these up, that's a lot of events. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you got first place in 8 things, that's okay. I don't think that's still enough. But you'd have to literally get first place in every single one to get 2 copies, right? I think so. That would be exactly right. Or close to it. Anyway, nobody's doing that. Let's be honest. So we're getting 1 copy of a legendary and being very happy about it. Let's be honest here. So they added so many things, but they did double up on some summoning. So I'm going to go through the calendar and talk about double dipping and min-maxing, as that's kind of our plan for this video. It really helps to plan out what you're going to do and make sure you're remembering, like, oh wait, I need to wait for that one. So I just kind of want to help people with that idea, right? So first of all, the Gear Raid 2 event thing is going to be amazing. Is that, where was that mentioned? I'm really excited for the Gear Raid 2 special bonus thing. That's going to be wonderful. It was in one of these reviews about the boosted event. Come on, come on. Frenzy plundering. Yeah. So the 24th event. Okay. All right, so the 24th is Sunday. Oh yeah, so Vault in the Sands here. That's going to be go all in and make sure you get all of your Brave Conquest points done then as well, because that's going to be so good. We're going to get boosted rates. I need more invigoration sets. I'm really happy. All right, but before we talk about that, let's start at the beginning. This Friday is a summoning event. Saturday starts the 1+1. So 2 times on Friday, 10 times, or 1+1 starts Saturday. So we will have a spiritual altar event. Simple enough. You could probably easily get those points, right? But you don't need to. You're not going to need to get these 15 points, and there's no extra here for that as well. So who cares, right? You don't have to. If you don't want to summon this weekend, don't summon this weekend. I love me a 1+1, so I can't imagine not summoning. But let's add up all of the summon-related stuff as we go along, okay? All right, so we are going to have a Duel of Champions from Friday through Monday, which is perfect because this is like you're trying to get up in rank for the reset Sunday night through Monday. Monday, you'll have all day to push and get your rank back up in Arena and get points along the way. So I love that they do the Duel of Champions on a Friday through Monday. It's kind of perfect. I kind of wish it was actually Saturday through Tuesday would be ideal. Which it looks like it's going to get a little funky maybe in the future one, but that's still a really good timing for when everything resets for Arena. All right, so Awakening of Heroes is leveling up your heroes, not actually doing awakenings. Don't let the name deceive you. So this is just going to be prepping ahead of, you can prep for this now. This prepping for this Fragment Fusion. Sorry, I call it Raid Brain. You can't help it. The Shard Summon event. Is just going to be prepping to get food. Go farm your experience raids if you need to. If you don't have a whole bunch on deck, go farm them. If you're low on promotions and you know you have some people you still want to promote, go farm some promotions. Now's the time to do that to prep for the Awakening of Heroes events, which are here, and then there will be a Corridor of Glory. That's the other one here. So you can never have too much XP to level everybody up, and we definitely need more promotions for your best characters. So that's kind of the best way to prep right now. If you are someone who likes to farm the gold raids and you're not able to get enough gold quite yet from farming gear and sorting it, well, this is also the time to prep before this fusion starts. The Shard Summon event starts, because we have Tales of the Smith. Tales of the Smith. It's going to happen a couple times, of course, right? So having some gold on hand is a good idea. It's not going to hurt, but I wouldn't overly obsess about that, and only do that if you easily have an extra 2 times gold boost. Otherwise, try to be better about selling your bad gear and just farming the crap out of other dungeons and getting gold and selling the bad stuff. Forgotten Place starts on Friday. So when we have a gear raid event, it's best to wait until Brave Conquest starts to really go crazy there. So that starts Sunday. So I wouldn't even farm for the Oracle trial for the gear raids until there's a Brave Conquest happening at the same time. Because what's the point? Like, we're not getting 2 copies of this hero and trying to place in tournaments. And it's really easy to do all the things. There's so many extra points. So don't stress yourself out trying to place in any of these Oracle trials, guys. Don't even try. Why? I mean, unless you know I guess here's the exception, right? It's over Christmas, right? So if you know you're going to be very busy Christmas time and you won't even be able to auto your battles, let's be honest, very busy versus just putting your phone on some auto battles, not too hard usually. That's all you should have to do, honestly. But if you know you're going away and there might be some time where you don't have service, so you won't be using your phone for a few days, try to calculate how much you're going to skip so you can plan to try to place in some tournaments if you need to. But other than that, no one should need to place in tournaments. We should be able to very easily get this hero. All right, so Tales of the Smith starts on the 17th as well with Brave Conquest. So this is yet another reason not to worry about farming your Forgotten Palace. I keep coming up place. Forgotten Palace until Sunday starts, because you'll farm your Brave Conquest, or farm for both Brave Conquest, Forgotten Palace, and then whatever good gear seems okay, roll it up. So you can kind of do all 3 things at one time. And this allows you to triple dip, not just double dip. So that's great. All right, and then the week is going to continue, and we'll go on to Lost Legacy. So again, Brave Conquest doesn't start till 2 days later on the Friday. So yet another example of this in-between time of maybe you finish your events on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Maybe this is the time where you prep again for the next weekend and farm more XP to level up your characters for Awakening of Heroes. Or prepping yet again to have a little bit more gold on hand. Maybe you take time to gear sort for Tales of the Smith. But you can definitely wait till the following Friday to do Brave Conquest and Lost Legacy at the same time. And then, like usual, try to be patient until Sunday to start actually rolling up the gear. That's always the same kind of rotation there, so this is not any different. All right, then Vault in the Sands on the 24th is the exciting one. So to be fair, if you don't want to farm too much for Lost Legacy, don't go crazy. Just do what you got to do for the bare minimum rewards at the bottom. Farm that gear raid, then move on to Gear Raid 2 for the special bonuses and increased odds of popping some of the best gear. This is the time to push to Gear Raid 2 stage 19 or higher if you haven't already, because you're going to get boosted chances to get invigoration sets, which are key for a lot of content, especially pushing our guild boss damage, as you can see in my last video. So if we wait until Sunday for Vault in the Sands to pop, you can wait until then as well. You can do a little bit Lost Legacy, and then you can just wait for Vault in the Sands, and boom, easily double dipping for Brave Conquest if you didn't finish or start that yet. And of course, you can roll up that good invigoration gear that you hopefully get from the event. Easy clap, love it. So this is a little different, involving 2 summoning events this weekend. We have Spiritual Altar at 15, and then we have a Rival of Heroes at 20, right? So this is going to be the harder weekend to complete everything if you need to, because it's 2. And the same thing goes for the following weekend. So these are going to be the more important ones to try to do something for, but doing something that I've usually seen, plus per the comments of people that have done legendary fusions on the Forerunner server, there's usually some points early in the event and then some more later in the event. So at least for the sake of Spiritual Altar, like you probably can get 5 or 10 points early and then have to pull more to get the rest of them. But it doesn't mean you have to max out the event completely in order to get enough fragments. So this is 35 points this weekend and 35 points the following weekend. So between that's 85 points that you are going to have total from summoning events. So that's 20 extra that you have to do from summoning. So if you want to count it that way, there's 65 extra total, 85 total from all the summoning events. You do need to do some stuff, 20 points worth. That could mean this weekend, you want to do the 1+1 because you don't care about the 10 times or Gwendolyn. You pull everything this weekend and try to do your 1+1. And if you get extras, you do the 2 times just to get your 15 points, fine. Or you'd at least get 1 level of fragments. Okay. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're like, okay, fine, I'll do something. And you pop a little bit, or maybe you wait till New Year's and you just pop some then. Like you only have to get 20 points. So that could just be completing 1 Spiritual Altar or completing 1 Arrival of Heroes. That's it. So 1 Arrival of Heroes is enough for this whole event as far as summons go. But you're going to double dip with the Spiritual Altars anyway, so it's going to be easier than expected. So as long as you do every other event, which is really easy, it's just these are just the bottom rewards. You don't need to place in any tournaments. It's going to be really wonderful and generous, which is nice of them to make this a little bit easier over a holiday season where people might be a little, distracted. Like, will I probably forget to finish Arena? Yeah, I always do. I don't like Duel of Champions is the one that I normally skip. But hey, if I do summons, I know I'm going to get plenty points from summoning, so I might skip worrying about the Arena events personally, because that's the one I usually never max out. All right, but the rest of it, yeah, is pretty simple. Everything is just try to double dip when you can with Brave Conquest and the gear raids at the same time. Don't stress about placing in the tournaments because you don't need to. Corridor of Glory is going to be easy. You're always going to want to prep every weekend a little bit of XP to level up the heroes you hopefully pull from some summons. And you don't have to summon every single weekend. This game, people complain about these games and compare them, or say they have bad luck, or say the rates suck, or say they're pay to win. But you know what? Moonton Watcher has done an amazing job at making this as free-to-play friendly as possible while still being a typical gacha game. And I have to always praise them for that. This is amazing that this is super obtainable for a newer player or someone that doesn't spend a lot or that doesn't spend a lot of time. That's also the key. It's not always money, it's time and effort. You could spend all the money in the world and get all the best heroes, but if you don't take the time to farm the gear or know how to gear them or learn how to play the game, you're not getting anywhere. You can't just blast through with only money. And that's why a lot of us really love this game as well. It forces you to, take the challenge and learn. I'm so happy for this calendar, though. I really am. It's wonderful. Mystery of Artifacts will also, again, pair up with Brave Conquest, which also counts. I forgot to mention that one. So you have plenty of opportunities to pair all the gear raids up with all the Brave Conquests and get all the points. You should have no trouble ever completing a Brave Conquest or a Tales from the Smith, because you should, even though gold is an issue forever, you should be getting plenty of gear and selling all the bad stuff and then only rolling up what's worth it. Yeah, this is just so good. I'm so happy that this company is not getting like pushier and pushier and greedier as time goes on, like other games have that we know, where they make the points harder and harder and harder. This game just said, hold my beer. We're going to make it easier for you. It's the holiday weekend. It's the holiday season. We have Hanukkah. We have Christmas. We have New Year's. We have all the things. And well, you know what? Or do we have Hanukkah anymore? I'm so terrible. Never mind. I don't know. Anyway, so they're making it easier, not harder. And I'm so happy to see that. This is the kind of company that is worth putting your money into. Don't feel guilty when you spend a little bit and have fun. Support a game that's willing to be generous to its player base. And this game, while yes, you could feel a little bit of FOMO with so many events every weekend, but at least we always know ahead of time. We can prep. We know there's a 1+1. You can decide to do it or not. That's up to you. And we knew about it. It wasn't a real surprise. So it's a surprise ahead of time that we can prep for, which is so good. I'm really happy to see this calendar. I'm in a wonderful mood. I'm so happy. I was kind of expecting worse. I'm not going to lie. It's like we're so jaded by all these companies screwing us over, these games making us feel like, you know, we can't compete unless we spend a lot. But this game just said, hold my beer. I got you. Let's make this easier. Free legendary for anyone who's just going to play the damn game.